it never sleeps. Okay? Well, we're at the fifth step of development, creational life, and we're still having physical lifetimes. At this point, though, they will be much longer because the force of spirit creates a longer life, a healthier life. It is a natural kind of perk, you might say, of creation, that the longer you live, the longer your lifespans go. And that's because of force of spirit. When you're very young, your spirit has very little, if no force, has no wisdom, and cannot sustain the material life very long. One, because of low intelligence for survival, plus it has a very low life force, so it really can't even sustain the physical life very long. But as you get older and live more lifetimes, the spirit becomes much stronger, and at this point in creational life, where we have seen that we have lived through periods and millions of years of existence, we've accumulated much knowledge and wisdom about nature and spirit and creation. So at this point, we not only live longer, we live healthier, we live happier, we live luckier. Okay, the first level of creational life is creating and control of living forms. Well, at this point, they're suggesting that there's a time when we have so much knowledge of creation and spirit forms that we can actually begin to create our own life forms. And I shouldn't use the word create. We manipulate, more or less, fine matter energies into making life forms. At this point, for instance, an example would be that you would be able to develop, say, an organic android. You could, by knowledge and your understanding of nature, spirit, and creational logic, create a life force, an android that actually could live and think, walk and talk, and so forth. Now, it may not have a spirit like we do, but the Pleiadians do have these. They have armies of these things we would call like droids that do their manufacturing and other work. It would also be possible at this point that you could probably procreate a spirit. Procreate means cause it to be born. That's what happened to Billy. He was caused to be born along with 3 other individuals, 1937, at an exact time in the morning, on purpose, by Pleiadian beings who were developed enough and understood well enough how to use the force of their spirit and their knowledge to cause Billy's spirit to come into material life at that time. So that's what it's suggesting here, control of living forms. The second level of creational life is the construction of machine apparatus, livable creatures. Well, again, here we're talking about making different types of androids, I guess we would call them, living life forms because of the knowledge that you have. The third level of creational life is spiritual development of forces for control of material and organical forms of life. All right? Well, your spiritual force here then is probably very much in control of nature. You could probably cause flowers to be born by the force of your spirit. You might even be able to cause them to mutate or transmit into other forms. You would have those knowledges. The fourth level of creational life is this will-conditioned mastering of life and all of its forms and spirits. So here you're definitely becoming a master of the life, where almost total knowledge then of the primary thinking, of the intellectual, of the spirit, of nature and creation is within your grasp. You have almost total knowledge then, after millions of years of lifetimes, of the entire life cycle up to this point. Now that makes you very, very knowledgeable, but again, of course, now we're into billions of years of lifetimes. Okay, I see we're running out of tape once again. Going to have to get longer tapes. So just fast forward this one. There's just a little bit on it. And I'll see you on next side. This should be side 1 of creation tape number 2.